This is Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, a very special Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl because it's the first game of the season, Season 8. Oh, you can feel the excitement in the room here at the Nordloff Center. Thanks to our friends at the Rockford Public Library and Collins Aerospace for making this happen. We're back where it feels like actually we were just here for our Season 7 finale, but that's months ago. Now we're back, 32 teams with a fresh start, all want to be able to compete in May, and 2 of those teams are right here with us to kick everything off. Oh, this is exciting. Let's say hello to the Warren Warriors. This is Warren's 7th year competing in the bowl. A win today will advance them to the second round for the first time. Captain Deegan, that's got to be high on your list of priorities, right?
Oh, yes.
Getting through this first game. Introduce us to your starting lineup.
Well, to my right is Andrew, and to my far left would be Jalen Carter, and to my closest left would be Claire Rydell.
Nice.
And I myself am Deegan Euler.
Deegan, thanks so much. That was a great introduction.
Yes.
Probably the best we've had all season so far, because it's our first. Nice. See what I did there? Good luck to you. Well, let's say hello to the Stockton Blackhawks, who want to keep them from advancing to the second round. Welcome to the Blackhawks. That's your cue for applause. Our audience is also new, too, so they need to get the applause cues right. Also, Stockton's 7th time competing. Last season, Blackhawks lost a first-round matchup against Hononegah, still probably fresh in your minds, right? Justin, introduce us to your starting lineup.
Okay, to my right here is David Lancaster. To my far left is Jenna Haas. And to my left here is Maria Bender.
Stockton Blackhawks ready to play. Fun fact, the last time these 2 teams met up, which was in Season 5, Stockton beat Warren 130 to 100. That's not a lot of points. Tight game that last time. We imagine it'll be pretty close this time around. Let's get things started, shall we? It's our buzz-in round, the first buzz-in round of Season 8. Oh, this is exciting. The same rules apply as every other season you've played this game, contestants. It is a buzz-in round. You buzz in, you're on your own. 2 most important rules. Wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Everybody ready? There's all smiles under those masks. We can tell. You can see it in your eyes. Hands on your buzzers for our first Season 8 question. What animal names the main tributary of the Great Salt Lake, as well as a Great Lake in Canada, and has a Kodiak population of its grizzly subspecies? David.
Bear.
That's right. That was kind of a long way to get around to that, but bear is correct. And you are the first on the board in this round, and you earned the first points of Season 8. Congratulations, David. What actress who played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 also played Claire Dearing, the director of the title park in Jurassic World? She also stars in a great episode of Black Mirror, Bryce Dallas Howard. Let's get a new question. A helium nucleus is produced by what lowest energy type of radioactive decay that reduces an atom's atomic number by 2? Jenna.
Diatomic.
Incorrect. Warren, you have a chance for these 10 points. That type of radioactive decay is alpha decay. They lose that nucleus, 2 protons, 2 neutrons. What president who names a corollary to the Monroe Doctrine and who launched the Great White Fleet fought on San Juan Hill with his Rough Riders? David.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That is correct, and you got the right Roosevelt as well. 10 more points for Stockton. In 1857, what Frenchman published an acclaimed translation of stories by Edgar Allan Poe, as well as a book of his own poetry titled Les Fleurs des Mal? That's Charles Baudelaire. Les Fleurs des Mal translates to the flowers of evil. New question. What state function whose change in a reversible process equals the heat flow divided by temperature is a measure of randomness or disorder? That's entropy. High entropy equals high disorder. What term refers to features of a box plot as well as features of kittens enjoyed? Andrew.
Whiskers.
That's right, by the singer of My Favorite Things, Raindrops on Roses and Whiskers on Kittens from The Sound of Music. Those are Warren's first points of the game. You've got 10. Today, Pogacar's victory in a time trial in Changé helped him to a 2021 repeat win in what sporting event that ends on the Champs-Élysées in Paris? Deegan.
La Tour de France.
Tour de France is right, and those are your 10. We're now tied. The second P in the drug treatment known as PrEP refers to what technique whose goal is to prevent disease, in this case, HIV infection? Jenna.
Papilloma.
Incorrect. Warren, you could take the lead with these points. That's kind of a tough one. PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. That was the word we needed. What novel in which Jorge Burgos is confronted by William of Baskerville after murders occur in a medieval monastery was written by Umberto Eco? Tough literature question. Name of the rose, or the name of the rose. What ancient Greek historian wrote the history of the Peloponnesian War? Deegan.
Homer.
Incorrect. Stockton, you could get these 10. He was also a general in that war. Thucydides. What molecule, whose production is about 15 times greater in aerobic respiration than in anaerobic respiration, is the cell's energy currency? Jalen.
Oxygen.
Incorrect. Stockton, you could take these 10 and take the lead. That molecule is adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP. No points, and we're out of time for the round. Back to where we started. It's a tie game. Might as well be 0-0, but it's 20-20. Could be 100-100. Doesn't matter because you're both at square one. It's an equal playing field for everybody. We've got our volleyball round coming up next. We'll go back and forth on those questions. 3 more rounds to play. Lots of points. Hope you stay for that. Volleyball's next. We knew this was going to be a close game, and they don't get much closer than this. 20-20. Sure, our teams would like a little more breathing room, but it's great television, you guys. Great way to kick off Season 8. Speaking of kicking off Season 8, we are honored to begin Season 8 with our judge today, retired Winnebago County Judge Rosemary Collins. She did such a great job when we had her last season, keeping the police and firefighters in order when they played each other in our very special game, that we really wanted to have her back, and she graciously said, she said yes, she would do it. So thank you so much, Judge Collins, not only for being here with us today, but also for everything that you do and you've done and continue to do for our community. Thanks. All right, let's go to our volleyball round. It's a back and forth and conferring. You can work as a team, but I have to hear from the captains. And because of the coin flip, Warren gets our first volleyball question. Deegan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here it is. What amendment, the subject of Cats versus United States, applies where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy and prohibits unreasonable search and seizure?
The fourth.
You got it right at the buzzer. Fourth Amendment, and those are your points. You got 10. Over to Stockton now. Justin, what works for chorus and orchestra, such as Johann Sebastian Bach's Wacht auf, take their name from the Italian for to sing? Those are cantatas. Back to Warren. What compound, which can be formed by reacting methanol with carbon monoxide or by oxidative fermentation of ethanol, is found in vinegar? That's kind of a tough chemistry question. Acetic acid. Back over to Stockton. You could tie it with this. What literary form which opened a renga traditionally has a kigo or season word, was mastered by Basho, and has 17 syllables in a 5-7-5 pattern?
Haiku.
That's right. Those are haikus. Renga is a form of Japanese poetry, and Stockton's got 10. We're tied again. Back to Warren. In 1838, what religion's members were targeted by an extermination order from Missouri Governor Lilburn Boggs, telling them to leave the state or die?
Mormons?
Yes, you got it right before the buzzer. They actually ended up in Nauvoo, Illinois, not too far from here, and then something similar happened to them before they settled in Utah. Warren's got 10. Stockton, in what state where activists registered voters during Freedom Summer in 1964 was Emmett Till killed in the Delta and Medgar Evers shot in Jackson?
Mississippi.
Yep, you got that one quickly. Mississippi is the state. Stockton's 10. We're back to tie game. Military officer Stanley sings the patter song, "I am the very model of a modern major general," in what Gilbert and Sullivan operetta?
The War.
Incorrect. That's worth a guess, right? No points on the line. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. That is from the Pirates of Penzance. Sorry for that. Back to Stockton. What sea, which borders the Absheron Peninsula, receives the Ural and Volga rivers, and is east of Azerbaijan, west of Kazakhstan, and north of Iran?
The Black Sea.
Incorrect. The Caspian. Caspian Sea, world's largest inland body of water. Back to Warren. A climax community, such as a forest, is the last stage of what ecological process in which a community's distribution of species changes over time?
Evolution?
Incorrect. That's a pretty solid guess. Succession, and more explicitly or specifically, ecological succession. No points for either team. And we're out of time for the round. That's how we end it, just where we started the round again. Are you getting used to this? 40-40. So, back at square one. We've got a break to take. We'll come back in a little bit with our Nika IBEW lightning round, where there's lots of points on the line. But first, you get to play at home with the very first Bergstrom bonus question of the season. Find out if you know the answer in just a minute or two.
The son of Nigerian immigrants, which Greek freak, along with his brother, helped lead the Milwaukee Bucks to their first NBA championship since 1971?
We take a break from earning points from questions to earning pizza or pasta. This is the pizza question, right? I think that's what our consensus was in the break. The Bergstrom bonus question, if you're watching at home, you saw this already. Contestants have not. It's for a pizza party from our friends at Tony's of Winnebago. Hands on your buzzers. Let us know if you know the answer to this, contestants. The son of Nigerian immigrants, which Greek freak, along with his brother, helped lead the Milwaukee Bucks to their first NBA championship since 1971. Andrew.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That is correct. We'll give you that. And for some bonus points, can you spell Antetokounmpo? I'm kidding. You don't need to do that. In all seriousness, NBA season kicks off this weekend. That was our tie into the Bergstrom bonus question. We'll be back with our Nika IBEW lightning round. See you in a couple of minutes. 40-40 in the first game of the season here between Warren and Stockton, and it's time for a Nika IBEW lightning round. We will change these scores very quickly for sure, and who knows, there could be a big gap, or maybe we just keep our tradition going and end this round tied. Who knows? Because of the coin flip, Stockton gets first choice, so your categories this week, Justin, are information technology acronyms, Super Bowl 55, or misleading names.
Can we go with misleading names?
You can go with whatever you choose. And you've got it. Misleading names is yours. Answer the following about things with misleading names. This actually could be our most interesting topic we've ever had. This is a fun one. So you'll have 60 seconds to get through these 10. If you run the category, you'll add 100 points to your score. And then Deegan, you and the team will have 30 seconds to get to whatever points they don't earn in this round. Here comes your first one. Justin, are you ready?
Yes.
Answer the following about things with misleading names. A light year is a unit not of time, but of this quantity.
Distance.
Correct. Koalas aren't bears. They're part of this infra class, whose members have pouches.
Marsupials.
That's correct. Peanuts aren't nuts. They're this type of plant.
Lagoons.
Correct. Battle of Bunker Hill was mostly fought on this other hill.
Breeds Hill.
Correct. Most tinfoil is now made of this other element.
Aluminum.
Correct. Starfish aren't fish. They belong to this phylum.
Pass.
London's Isle of Dogs is really one of these features.
Pass.
Chinese checkers originated in this European country.
Pass.
The type of cord used in violin strings is usually made from sheep or goat.
Goat.
Incorrect. Arabic numerals were devised in this non-Arab country.
Pass.
Starfish aren't fish, they belong to this phylum. That's our buzzer, 60 seconds. Those first 5 are pretty quick. You sailed through them fast. There's 5 left for you and the team. Deegan, only 30 seconds to get to them. Are you ready for your first one?
Yes,
Answer
sir.
the following about things with misleading names. Here we go. Starfish aren't fish, they belong to this phylum.
Shark.
Incorrect. London's Isle of Dogs is really one of these features.
Peninsula.
That's correct. Chinese checkers originated in this European country.
France.
Incorrect. This type of cord used in violin strings is usually made from sheep or goat.
Nylon.
Incorrect. Arabic numerals were devised in this non-Arab country. No time for an answer there. Those were tough. You snagged 10 more points. That's not bad. So you're up to 50. These are the ones we didn't get to. Starfish are part of the echinoderm phylum. They are echinoderms. Chinese checkers originated actually in Germany. The type of cord used in violin strings made of sheep or goat, made from sheep or goat, is catgut. Nothing to do with cats. And Arabic numerals actually devised in India. So now we've got 2 categories left, and Deegan, you are the decider. Sorry. The categories left are information technology acronyms or Super Bowl 55.
Let's go information technology acronym.
You got it. We'll put Super Bowl to the wayside and go to these acronyms. Give the word represented by the first initial in these IT acronyms and initialisms. So I will give you the acronym. You give the word represented by the first initial. 60 seconds for the category. Same rules apply to you, Justin. 30 seconds to get to whatever points they don't get. Deegan, are you ready? Here's
Yes.
the first one. The L in LCD.
Liquid.
Correct. The R in RAM.
Rapid.
Incorrect. The L in LED.
Light.
Correct. The I in IP.
Internet.
Correct. The V in VPN. N.
Skip.
The U in USB.
Pass.
The P in PDF.
Personal.
Correct. The H in HDMI.
High.
Correct. The L in LAN.
Skip.
The S in SIM, as in SIM card.
Pass.
The V in VPN.
Pass.
The U in USB.
Universal.
That's correct. You got those 10. The L, and that's all we've got. So you got 6 right. You're up to 110. That was nice and good strategy. Pass on the ones you don't know right away, and you had time to go back to at least one of those. So there's 40 points left on the board. Stockton, you're behind by 20 now, but these 40 would put you in the lead. 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Justin, are you ready?
Are we ready? Yeah. Yes.
Okay, here comes your first one. 30 seconds to do these 4. Give the word represented by the first initial in these acronyms. The R in RAM.
Random.
That's correct. The V in VPN.
Virtual.
Correct. The L in LAN.
Local.
Correct. The S in SIM, as in SIM card.
Synthetic.
Incorrect. That was worth a guess. That was probably the hardest one on the whole list, right? That last one. You're in the lead now by 10 points. The only one we didn't get the S in SIM card is subscriber. The full acronym is Subscriber Identity Module or Identification Module. So we're not quite where we started the round, but still pretty close. Only 10 points separate our teams. Stockton's in the lead. But in the Mercy Health Final Challenge, each question is worth 20 points. We'll see how these scores end up in just a minute. All right, our first game of the season. It's been exciting from the start. Right now, Stockton has a 10-point lead over Warren. It's 120 to 110. In our Mercy Health Final Challenge, contestants, every question's worth 20 points. So we stay this tight. We could have a lot of flip-flops in the lead here with these. It's a buzz-in round. The 2 most important rules, especially when we're this close. Wait for me to call your name and make sure you give your answer loudly and clearly. Here is our first final challenge question. Good luck, teams. What metallic element, which has a melting point of about 30 degrees Celsius, combines with arsenic to form a semiconducting compound? Bruce.
Mercury.
Incorrect. Stockton, you could take these 20. Justin.
Aluminum.
Incorrect. Gallium. What landmark, created on a site known as Six Grandfathers to the Lakota, was designed by Gutzon Borglum and depicts the faces... Deegan.
Mount Rushmore?
Yep, the faces of 4 presidents in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Warren's in the lead now. Gray dwarves are among the enemies in what 2021 survival game by Iron Gate Studio that is set in the Norse afterlife? Deegan.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Incorrect. That's the time. Valheim is the name of that survival game. New question. What rebellion, which Empress Dowager Cixi supported starting in 1900, began as an effort by a society of fists to reduce Western influence in China? Deegan.
Communism?
Incorrect. Stockton, you get a chance for these 20 and put you in the lead. David.
The Boxer Rebellion?
Yes, that's right. Those are the fists, the boxers' fists. Stockton's now in the lead. Girolamo Savonarola led a bonfire of the vanities in what city 5 years after the death of its former lord, Lorenzo the Magnificent? That city was Florence, Italy. What pale blue gas, which has a chlorine-like odor that can be smelled during lightning storms, is an allotrope of oxygen with 3 atoms? Jenna.
Nitrogen.
Incorrect. Warren. Go ahead, Andrew.
Lithium?
Incorrect. It's O3, or ozone. That is the allotrope of oxygen. What German physicist's namesake constant equals the ratio of a photon's energy to its frequency and is denoted H? That is Planck's constant. What novel in which Boxer repeats the phrase, "Napoleon is always right," is an allegory about the Soviet Union written by George Orwell? David.
Animal Farm?
That's right. You got that right before the buzzer. Those are Stockton's 20 points. Åland Island is off the coast of what country whose city of Malmö is linked by the Öresund Bridge to Denmark and whose capital is Stockholm? David.
Sweden?
Yes, you got that right before the Stockholm clue. Those are your 20 points, and that long buzzer means the round is over. Stockton pulls away at the end there, 180 to 130, handshakes all around. Congratulations, Stockton. You're moving on to the next round. Warren, thank you for playing. Thank you for kicking off our first game of the season in such an exciting fashion. It's time for our senior send-off, though. Who are the seniors? Who's leaving? So it's just Deegan and Claire? Everybody else? And Andrew. Oh, you guys have some rebuilding to do. Well, we hope that we see the rest of the team who aren't graduating next season. Good luck to you, and you have a standing invitation to come visit us anytime, okay? And Justin and the team, congrats. Next week, Pearl City takes on Alena Winslow here on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl.